And yeah, it was crazy. So he's made a full recovery, and he is our co-chef today. And it's going to be a lot of fun to cook together and also talk together about what's going on with this whole pandemic. And I think it should be a lot of fun. So I'm really glad everybody is embracing this show and following the show. We are going to do a squid ink paella today, which is one of my favorite paellas there is. It's primarily a seafood paella. It's a very simple dish, but it's a very, very good dish. And it's my favorite paella. When people first see it, they're not sure about it, but once they try it, it becomes their favorite as well. So I think we'll have a really good time. And we got a couple little secret tips we're going to do today and that kind of stuff. And I think we're going to have it's going to be a fun show. And I hope everybody gets to cook along with us and chime in and email us questions. And Sherry and Gretchen will ask questions via themselves from you to me. And I will hopefully answer them as we go in real time.
There you
go. Does this sound good, Sherry?
Yeah, actually, that's perfect. And actually, I wanted to also introduce another guest that joined us, Devyn Madsen, who joins us from a new team at Burning Man that's bringing out a new platform called Kindling. We'll talk a little bit about it later, but we're really actually excited to have Devyn join us. And also Spash and Raven are also part of the Burning Man community, as is Gerard. So we're sort of thought that this is a really nice community show tonight. So with that, Gerard, back to you, and Devyn will pitch some questions in a bit.
Thanks for having me.
Okay. Yeah, we were the Friday night meal at Burning Man for 10 plus years in a row at the first camp at Larry Harvey, their first camp where the Burning Man brains get together, and paella was their Friday night meal, and it was a lot of fun. It was a great experience. It was challenging cooking out there in the dust and the heat, and many other challenges that happen out there. But it's a great community. It's a great event. I'm sad it's not happening this year, but it's next year it's gonna be that much better. So we're gonna start off now. We've got all of our ingredients here. I can go through them really quick. We've got our onion, bell pepper, lemon, tomato, whole garlic, crushed garlic with the skin still on, our Nora chili, our squid ink from Galicia, Spain. We're gonna do scallops in it today. We've got our squid here. We've got some Gulf shrimp, and we've got some mussels. I didn't get any clams, and that was optional, but I had some mussels around, so I'm gonna use the mussels on there. And then we also have a fish broth here that's already got saffron in it, and it's just making a little bit of a saffron tea. And olive oil and a paella pan. That's all we're gonna use today.
So Gerard, what's special about Squid Ink? Like why is this your favorite paella, and why did you want to make it tonight?
It has a very unique flavor. It's so rich that it really adds a big depth to the dish. This is like the chocolate decadence cake of rice. It's very this is a very rich paella. It has a great aroma to it. It's got a seafoody aroma to it. This one you have to absolutely love seafood to enjoy this paella. I call it the Vegemite of paella. You either love it or you hate it. Nobody kind of likes Vegemite, right? It's like there's only two camps: I love and hate. And the paella follows that same suit. The color for me, I am an ex-graphic artist, and the color of this dish is a great backdrop for all the other beautiful colors getting put on top. So visually, when the paella is finished, you've got these great primary colors on this black background, and it's just really stunning all the way around. And the flavor is fantastic. So
cool, thank you.
Yeah. So I'll get started cooking. I'm gonna turn the pan on high for right now. And we're gonna, pan's on high, Spash.
All right, you got it.
And then the first thing that we're gonna do is, once the oil gets hot, well, we're gonna add our garlic bulb. So the garlic bulb, I'm gonna take off all the loose paper, and we're gonna leave this bulb whole. And that is gonna stay in the pan the whole time. And at the end, it's gonna be soft, non-offensive to your neighbors, and it's gonna be good to have either on some bread or just by itself, okay? So that's gonna go in. We're starting to get some smoke on the pan now.
Yeah.
The chili's in. And then I'm going to put in the calamari, which I forgot to cut up. I'm doing that right now. We're just going to quickly cut that
Spash,
up.
where are you? Spash, are you putting the calamari in now too?
The calamari is in.
Oh no, he's already ahead.
Okay. He
You
is.
have to put it in.
It's okay. It's not a race.
I was drinking. Okay, calamari is going in.
Take it out.
Okay. How long do we leave that calamari in there?
Just turn and burn.
Turn and burn. Okay. And for those of us who are non-chefs, what does that mean?
Yeah, thank you, Spash.
We're gonna add a little bit of salt to it. You're just gonna put it in and give it a quick little. Just move it around a little bit. Get it hot. Turn it a little bit. Probably about a minute each side, and then we're gonna take it out. You don't want to overcook it because it's gonna get very rubbery if you do.
That's true.
We don't need to brown it. Okay.
This released a lot of moisture, but I was a little bit hasty and I put it in without draining it properly. So mine's got more moisture. Spash, has yours got as much moisture as mine?
Oh, it's got a little bit, but not a lot.
Okay. It'll actually, the moisture actually it's going to add to our flavor profile anyway, so it's not a terrible thing to have.
I love it.
Okay, so it's starting to curl up a little bit.
Yep.
A little bit of salt.
A little bit of salt. Done.
Okay, remove it. It's done. Totally tender.
Spash, have you ever made paella before?
Nope, first time.
Cool. So you'll be our test case on if it's really as easy as Gerard always says it is.
We're gonna find out. I do watch a lot of chef shows, so there we go.
I'm gonna drain that little bit of liquid. I do like the flavor of it, but I'm just gonna drain it into the. I don't want it to be in there when I put the peppers in right now. I want just olive oil in the pan.
I don't have enough to drain.
Perfect.
It's actually drying up now at this point.
Okay. You're in better shape than I am. Oh, you know what I forgot? Wait, I forgot the tentacles.
What did we forget?
I forgot the tentacles.
Just tentacles.
Josh already did his. He's ahead of you. Well, Gerard, while you do that, let's get with Devyn for a moment. So Devyn, Kindling, new project from Burning Man, and you've been involved in it from the beginning. What is it and what should we know about it?
Well, so Kindling is a new online world of portal that amplifies experiences that are happening all over the world. It's a space for community to come together, gather, play, co-learn, teach each other new things, ignite change in the world. So we're excited. We're excited that this is now live and open, and really excited to have you involved in this. So thanks so much for having me here. I love seeing what you guys are doing, and I must say I am a big foodie myself. So, and I absolutely think the best thing to come together with people is through food. So this is really fun for me. So thank you.
Great. And where are you joining us from? Are you in the East Bay?
Yeah, I'm in Berkeley.
Okay, wonderful. And you've got a Maker Faire connection like we do, right? You helped to run the East Bay Maker Faire, is that right? Yeah. Yep,
for the past 2 years, I've been the content curator for the East Bay Maker Faire in Oakland.
That's a great one.
Yeah, it's really great. Such a beautiful, the school, the ground, the venue is just absolutely gorgeous. So it's a really special place to host a Maker Faire.
Great.
Before we go back to Gerard quickly, Kindling is free, correct?
Kindling is free to participate. We host a variety of events on the platform. Some are, they're all free events for people to join in and become part of. We do offer some events that are ticketed that are hosted through Burning Man Project and beyond. But for the most part, a lot of our content is free, and it's free for anyone to participate and bring their content to the table.
That's great.
I love it.
Wonderful.
There are, and I'll turn it over to Gerard in a second, but there are, I think, 5 different areas, and I selected the co-learn area. I had learned about Kindling a few weeks ago and talked to the team. And when I learned from Harley that it was live, I went in there and realized this was a really great thing. So it's pretty easy to list your events. Like I signed up, and then you sent me a form. I filled out the form, which was also very easy, and there it appeared. So I would highly recommend it. It definitely is a way to bring together the community, especially. So we'll chat more with you, but Gerard, back to you. You're up.
Okay, so now I've got the rings and tentacles are out. I took a little bit of the smoked paprika and pepper, put it on the calamari, so it's just sitting here now. And over here, we have our peppers cooking down, our whole garlic bulb, our garlic cloves, and our chili. And we're gonna let this cook a little bit. And for the peppers, we're just getting a little bit of color on the peppers. Are you doing that, Spash?
Yep.
Perfect. Once we get them brown a little bit all over, we're going to remove them, and then we're going to start the paella process.
All right.
In the meantime, while that's cooking, I'm going to take my tomatoes now. So this is a little bit of a trick. We don't have tomatoes yet. It's not tomato season. These are store-bought, and these are just fine. I would have used canned, but I think this trick I want to show you guys that I actually really like. So all you're going to do is you're going to take the tomato, cut it in half, and we're going to grate it to make our tomato sauce for the paella. You can grate it all the way down. All we have left is the skin. It's a really cool little trick. So we're basically making like a little gazpacho. See what we got here?
Wonderful. That's great.
Okay, now we're going to take this. The color's looking good. And the peppers, we're going to remove them, and they're going to go on the paella at the end. Okay. Is there any questions coming in at all? No, we're too early on still.
Doing great so far. I'm loving this.
Awesome.
Well, actually,
yeah, you go ahead.
The North Bay Credit Union said, how are we supposed to get work done with all this sort of deliciousness here?
Okay. Now, we're going to add our onions.
Gerard, I'm not understanding the oil situation. It doesn't look like there's a lot of oil in your pan at all.
There's a pretty good amount.
Yeah, mine's pretty dry. You can put some more in.
I'll definitely be very liberal with the oil. I mean, all of my recipes require a lot of oil, but if you were in Spain, you would be shocked how much oil they use.
Right.
They use a ton. But no, I keep it right here, and I'll just keep adding it. There's nothing wrong with it.
Okay, great.
A little bit of salt.
And are you using the diamond kosher? Do you use the diamond kosher salt? Yeah.
Yeah, coarse kosher salt. And then, which is only a third as strong as iodized salt. So it looks like I'm using a lot, but you don't have to clench your heart and get worried. It's not as strong. You're gonna be okay. Yeah. We're gonna get a little bit of color on the onions, and then we're gonna add our tomatoes. We want the onions to be a little translucent. We're gonna add the tomatoes, and then we'll cook it all down a little bit.
Are we adding any more paprika at this time, Gerard?
No, we're gonna do it once we put it in the stock.
Okay.
I just put a little bit of paprika on the squid after I removed it.
So Spash, your T-shirt says "Happy Place." Where's that? What's that about?
Sebastopol. That's my happy place.
Wow.
That's my happy place, Sebastopol, California.
Nice. It actually is a pretty great place here. I agree.
Yeah, I love Sonoma County. Raven drugged me up here kicking and screaming from the East Bay. And I was 15, 16 years ago.
Wow.
Yeah. Yep. It's a pretty great place.
Okay. Spash, tell me what's in your pan? Are you onions, garlic, and chili right now?
Onions, garlic, and chili. You got it, brother.
Okay. My onions got some color on it, so I'm going to add in my tomato now.
Okay. All right, tomato is in.
There we go. We're going to cook that down till it's just a little syrupy.
Okay.
Let it thicken up just slightly. While that's happening, I'm going to take a couple pieces of bread and do a little something for you. We're going to make some what's called pan con tomate, which is toast with the grated tomato, a little bit of olive oil, a little bit of salt on it, and then we're also going to do some Spanish style garlic bread.
Gorgeous. So good for summer, Tom. Such a great one for summer.
Good for summer, good for your heart. The lubricant of the heart, you know? You know, Gretchen, you don't need any lubricant of your heart, though, Gretchen. You got a big heart as it is.
I do.
You must eat a lot of garlic.
I will say it's one of the small good things about the pandemic is the amount of garlic you can eat now, and you never have to worry about it. You're not offending anyone.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah. Nothing's offending anybody. Bad haircuts, garlic breath.
Right. It's just sometimes hard to wear the mask because you can.
Oh, no kidding. Oh, speaking of how things are going, finally my garden has taken off. At the beginning of the pandemic, I was just planting everything and nothing was happening. All of a sudden, my garden, I'm getting tomatoes. We had a salad from our lettuce. It's like it's going through the roof all of a sudden. It's awesome.
It's an exciting moment.
It is.
Oh, good job.
Gerard, did we talk about that pepper, the Nora pepper?
Yes, it's a chili pepper from Spain. No heat whatsoever. It's just that smoky flavor. It's a dried chili. It's not smoked. Has a smoky flavor. Very typical in paella. Nobody grows them here. Not that I know of. So we get them from Spain. We get them by the case. But it's a good chili. It's like the bay leaf of the dish. It's not really edible per se, but it gives you a little bit of a flavor profile as well.
So if somebody wants to get that, do they have to go to the Spanish table?
Spanish table has them. Yep, they have them. They have everything there. That's fantastic. Really, really good. So now you see this is starting to thicken up nicely. All right, I'm gonna make sure I'm going the right steps with Spash. So I'm gonna look at what else we're doing here. Okay, and you see in the recipe it says add wine if you want. I'm not going to, but people do like adding wine. I'm gonna add a little bit of the paprika now. And I'm gonna also add my fish stock. Spash, are you there?
You're here, sir.
Okay, so I just added some of the smoked paprika, and now I'm gonna add the fish stock.
A little bit of wine, because why not?
You put the
And here
saffron,
comes the fish stock.
yeah, and you put the saffron threads in the fish stock earlier, right, Gerard?
Yeah. Yep.
Yeah, that's interesting. And that just helps to release the perfume of the saffron a little bit more.
Yeah. Now you can grind it down in a mortar and pestle if you want.
Uh-huh.
And that'll do it as well. I sometimes will do it with some salt, and I'll add salt to it and I'll grind it up. But if you make a little tea as well, that'll also release the bouquet. It just makes it all release a lot faster.
Uh-huh. Nice. Nice.
How's that smelling?
Smells very good.
So
Very, very good.
Smells unbelievable.
Okay, at this point, I'm going to add our beloved ink.
Yay, ink!
Now it's gonna take a funny turn. It's gonna look, at first, it's gonna look like a Halloween paella. It's gonna be very much a pumpkin-y kind of color.
Okay, so you're not using the whole jar. Okay.
No way.
No way.
No. Couple teaspoons.
Okay. It's viscous? Looks like it's
Is it what?
Viscous?
It's pretty thick. It's like Jello pudding. Remember that from the 70s?
I do.
It's that same kind of consistency. And I know it looks ugly right now, but it's, as a backdrop, it's going to be even better, and it's going to be really, by the time it's done, this is a really beautiful dish. Okay, that's going just fine.
His is in there.
Here we have a comment. It's the Jello pudding of the sea.
Yeah, I love it.
That's from our friends at
Looks fine.
Okay. So we're going to get this whole thing to a boil. Let it blend in there for 2 to 3 minutes, and then we're going to add our rice to it.
Woo!
Now, do we put a lid on this?
No, find out.
I know it's very much the ugly stage right now, but that's just what it is with this one.
Like an ugly duckling, it'll turn into a swan.
Exactly.
Hey, Gerard, quick question. Do we put a
Yeah.
lid on this at some point?
Never.
Never, okay.
Never, never. Okay. Couple things now. We've got our toast here. So the first little trick I want to show you is for garlic bread. Spanish style garlic bread. And Spanish style garlic bread is so simple. You merely take some garlic, remove the paper off of it, and then you're just going to rub it right on the toast.
I love doing that.
And the garlic will just disintegrate. Remember, you can't use like King's Hawaiian buns or Wonder Bread. It'll just tear it apart. You've got to use kind of a good rustic bread to make this work properly. But it works really, really well.
Yeah.
You just literally rub it on. Look at, I'm down to a little bit of garlic.
Yeah.
There's the toast. And the other thing you can also do is take a little bit of the tomatoes that we used earlier, the grated tomato. And this, I have better olive oil here that I'm using for this.
Yes.
And a little bit of salt.
Lovely.
And that's it. And very simple little tapa, and really super tasty.
Yeah.
And crunchy.
And crunchy. Oh, I should have. Let me I'll soak it up.
Okay, good time. Cheers.
Salute.
Sorry about that earthquake on the phone.
Oh, good.
Sorry. I'll stop. I'll need more wine.
Making me hungry.
Well, hey, Spash, you showed us some wine earlier. Where's that bottle? What are you drinking?
This is a Via Giusti. It's a local wine from Sonoma County in Forestville. Our friend Kurt, this is his family winery.
Great.
Nice.
And it can be purchased in Guerneville at Equity Wines.
Wonderful.
Kurt, is that the same Kurt? Does his brother have Bohème?
He has a brother.
Yeah, we know those guys. Sherry, remember from Kurt and what's his brother's name?
I don't remember.
I've never met his brother. I've only met Kurt.
Yeah.
On several occasions. He's been here to the house a few times, and
Lovely.
really nice man, very lovely.
Is he a blonde, like German-looking guy? Swedish-looking guy?
He's kind of short. He's like maybe 5'7", 5'8", you know, kind of sandy gray, blonde hair maybe.
That's the same one. The one that we know, Gerard, is La Boheme. And,
Yeah, okay.
he's got the wine shop in Occidental, which is also good. The point of all this is to support your local
Right.
and go local as much as possible. But love it. And we're in such a great area here at the wine.
We're
We're
spoiled.
drinking a lot of it these days.
Hey, why not? That's what it's for. What we need.
Okay,
That's
I just added the rice.
Oh, thanks for letting me know, sir.
I figured you're probably already adding your fish. I mean, your scallops.
No, I'm following along. I know how to follow the rules.
Hey,
Great.
Gerard, guess what?
Yeah.
We have a
What?
very special guest. Harley's joined.
Yay!
Harley.
Hey, hello to Harley. And that's awesome. And actually, Devyn, you asked Gerard your question. I think it's a good one.
Well, I think of paella as like the ultimate dish to bring together around a table, and I have a deep love for it, especially after I went to Spain. And I was wondering, Gerard, where your love for paella first came from, and where you learned to make it so beautifully.
It started here. Well, it started from traveling in Spain, and then I used to do it on backcountry ski trips and bike trips and stuff like that. So we do snowboarding trips in Spain, and we'd bring all of our junk with us and camp out, and then we make paellas because it was an easy one-pan meal. And then we just started doing it more and more here in California. And some of my friends at wineries said, hey, come and cook a paella for us one day. And we did, and then it just snowballed. And then we did some celebrity dinners, and then it just really took off. And then we just went nationwide. A lot of fun. Did I lose everybody?
So how should I do the heat, Gerard? Should it be up and down a little bit, side to side? I don't know. What do you think?
I'm putting mine on medium now.
Okay.
You've added
It's
the
just
rice,
kind of
right?
simmering.
Yep, and you've added the rice.
Yep, rice is added.
Yep. Just put it down to medium, and you want it to simmer, and you're not going to be stirring at this point, but you are going to be trying to be attentive to it, make sure that the rice isn't burning at all. So
It's black. How can I tell?
you can feel it. If you feel
Do I
the
stick
pan,
my finger in there and touch it? What do I do?
yeah. If you stick your spoon in there, you'll notice it's not sticking at all in the bottom of the pan.
Yes.
Okay, soon it's going to, but that's okay. That doesn't mean it's burning. If it was sticky at this point, it would be burning, but it's not.
Okay.
If you look like you need, if it's not enough liquid, at this point you can add a little more liquid to it as well if you want. Mine feels pretty good
You're good on liquid.
so far. You're good on liquid, says Raven?
I think so. I think we're good.
Okay,
My
cool.
assistant says we're good.
Okay. Who does most of the cooking in your house? You or your assistant, Spash?
We do a lot of cooking together, believe it or not. We spend a lot of time in the kitchen, and we really enjoy doing it. What I don't enjoy is all the dishes.
However, I have expanded it.
No.
So we're going to cook it for about 10 minutes or so, and then we're going to add our seafood to it when we still have enough liquid to cook the seafood. At this point, you can do one of two things. You can add your scallops to it, or you can do the scallops on the side, turn and burn, and then put the scallops on later. It's up to you. I sometimes like to put a little color on my scallops and then put them on top of the paella when it's done, or we can put them right in the dish. It doesn't matter either way.
I like that idea.
The turn and burn?
Take them off.
Did you say you like the idea of turn and burn, Spash?
Yes, he does.
Okay, I'm gonna do that as well then. Let's both do that.
We like butter here at this house.
Oh my God, there are Spanish people shouting, ay, ay, ay.
Oh my God, no kidding.
You can use olive oil.
I can use. Why can't I use butter?
You can use whatever you want, dear.
Can I not use butter? Should I not use butter? Did I do something wrong?
Well, it's an olive oil based country cuisine, really. They really don't use butter. What do they use butter for? I'm trying to think.
I could put butter. I could take it out.
Take it out and put olive oil. Just
Take
take out
off.
what you have and then add olive oil.
All right, there we go.
But you'll have a little butter flavor. It'll be nice.
Spash is going rogue on us.
Spash, Spash,
Yeah.
Spash, we're gonna have to mute you. I'm sorry, we're gonna mute you.
And Raven's pulling him back.
Rogue for him is highly unusual.
Okay, so my paella is cooking nicely, but I can tell right now that it needs a little bit of liquid.
Yeah, yours does maybe too a little bit. Let me see.
So I'm gonna add about 1/4 cup of hot liquid.
And never stir, right? One thing we've learned
Never
from
stir.
Gerard.
Never stir.
Do you need water or do you have some more broth?
Okay. I'm gonna feel it again right now and to see how it's, but it's still not sticking, which is nice. It's got a tiny bit of resistance, but not bad. But that's okay.
Because you're building this stuff. What is the name of the crust again, please?
The socarat.
Super. That's right.
Socarat.
And so that's why you are not stirring it, so that you can build up this crusty.
Yeah, you don't want to lose that flavor profile on the bottom. It's nice to have, and your rice will stick to that. Okay, now I'm gonna put my scallops. Oh, shoot, where's my shrimp at? Oh, here they are. They're in front of me. So I'm gonna put my shrimp on there now. We've been about 10 minutes.
So Devyn, while Gerard is cooking, what are some of the other cool things that you learned or uncovered with in the
Sorry, I think you cut out there a minute, Sherry, but I think you said, what are some of the other exciting events on Kindling? Is that right?
Yeah, actually events and things that you've learned. I mean, it's a new platform, and it's kind of the way that we're all going to be hanging out and communicating with each other, right?
Oh,
It's true. It's definitely a new world, and I'm, as an event producer in my life, I'm learning a lot about what it takes to turn and pivot onto the online platform and take the structure that you would have in an in-person event, and how do you translate that into the online and virtual world in a way that still remains tangible and feels connected for people who are participating.
yeah.
So that's a big thing I'm learning about.
Yeah.
Different platforms, of course. But I am also learning and constantly inspired just how resilient and creative our community is in jumping into creating things online that I mean, it's really astounding what people come up with and how they figure this out.
Are there
That's
some
kind of the Burning Man thing, though, isn't it? Rather than self-reliance, you know?
I'd say being self-reliant and resilient is definitely a part of that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, Spash, I'm turning my shrimp over.
Okay.
The shrimp they're firm on one side. And then I'm also putting my scallops and getting some color on my scallops as well.
Okay.
Got some color on those shrimp too. Are they black, Gerard? It looks like they've got.
They are. They've soaked up a lot of that already.
Uh-huh.
That'll come off a little bit though. But those looking good.
Devyn,
Scallops look good.
community art is such a part of the Burning Man experience. Are you is there any way to actually replicate that sense of amazement that comes from being around a piece of large, civic art?
Well, I mean, I think that I don't know if there's ever a replacement for that. But I will say, just speaking from the world of Kindling, is that what we're really doing is creating a space for community to come together. And I think that there's amazing, abundant things that are possible from that, and from people collaborating and teaching each other.
Yeah.
So yeah, I mean, I really don't think there's ever going to be a replacement for the art, but you know, at least we can create a space where people can come together and dream and think about what's next to come in the future.
Mm-hmm.
You know,
Swap ideas. Yep. That's such a great part of the maker community. It's something I enjoyed so much working with Maker Faire, and certainly.
It is. There was a lot of neat crossover. I agree.
Yeah, do it together.
yeah.
You guys
Okay,
hear me?
so this is
Yeah.
It's actually the Maker Fairs conference right now. It started today. It's on
Right, Gerard, my shrimp are turned and my scallops are brown.
nice.
So, hey, Gerard, I think we have
Yeah.
Harley joined us. Harley, are you there? Yay.
Yeah, I'm here, but I don't think you can see me because I'm using, I don't know, you can't see me.
We can't see you, but yay, we have Harley, which is awesome. And for those of you that don't know, Harley is one of the co-founders of Burning Man, and here. And she's also on the board of NAMCon, which is the Nation of Makers conference that's starting. And Harley, you probably recognize some of your crew here, Devyn from the Kindling team. And then in Sebastopol, we have Spash and Raven, and they're part of the, I guess, the emergency services group at Burning Man.
Super cool. Small world.
It is a small world. It is a small world, but it's great that we're connected. And we said, and now since you've joined us, Harley, we said, Gerard, when we can all come together, Gerard's going to actually do a cast party for us at his house.
I would love to. I would love to. Let's do it as soon as we can. I need to. I'm going a little stir crazy with stuff.
Hey, Harley, do you want to say anything about Kindling? Devyn kind of gave us a little bit of background and what's going on, but from your perspective, it's a whole new initiative for you.
Yeah, at first it's gone through like so many different evolutions. It was hard for me to even keep up with how it kept turning into something different. And then when it landed here, it was like, oh, right, that makes so much sense. It is, someone was asking about, you know, is this going to, how can we replace Supplier? We can't replace Supplier, but so doing something virtual like a lot of people are doing doesn't make a lot of sense right now, but this will last forever. Yeah. And this can add more depth, and this can bring in more community. And so it's not going to be the same. It's a different landscape, but it meets some of the same ends in that, like, you could get totally different people here. Even like this isn't something that would normally happen at Burning Man. Like, I mean, yeah, sure, in someone's kitchen, but only a few people would know about it. Like, this is available to anybody, right? So it opens up a whole new world of how we can connect that I think is a lot more stimulating and a lot more interesting, and hopefully we'll have some innovation.
Yeah, wonderful.
Okay. And you know,
I agree.
And I think when we come back, I mean, we're not going to lose all this time that we've spent connecting and figuring out online. I think we're going to use online to enhance our actual in-person experience. So it's going to be good.
Yeah, we just have to stop.
I think it's going to be great. Sorry, one more time.
I was reading something recently about how our brains have grown up, are so big that they've taken up the room in our skulls, so our mouths have gotten smaller, and that's why our teeth don't fit in our mouths anymore. So, this is what scientists were saying this. And so after this experience, all the Zoom, we're learning all this new stuff and these new ways of being. I hope they don't make our mouths any smaller so we won't be able to eat anymore.
I second that.
Is that why I only have 2 teeth?
That is why that's why orthodontia becomes so big and why we have to have our molars pulled. This is fact. This is evolution.
Oh.
Wow, this is crazy. So you mean when somebody punches me in the mouth, they're just trying to make me smarter?
Hey, Gerard, I have a question for you.
Yeah.
Hey, when do I put in my scallops and my clams?
You can put, are your clams cooked?
The clams are already cooked.
Okay, you can put them on towards the end. I don't like putting them on early on because clams, once they're open up and they're sitting in the dish, especially if you cook them in the dish, they fill with rice. So I like to put them on at the very end, and then they don't overcook either.
Okay.
But scallops, if they're already got color on them, I put your squid in and put your scallops on. My squid is in right now. I'm putting scallops on now as well.
Oh, beautiful. Do I mix it in, or do I just leave it sitting on top?
Everything on top.
All right.
I had to add a lot more liquid to mine. I mismeasured something, but I added another whole cup of moisture liquid to mine for the rice. So I'm just going to add the scallops on now. It's you know what I like about the Spash is my background before I did paella was graphic design, and this very much follows suit with it.
You have to make it pretty, is what I'm saying.
So I have to make it pretty, right?
You have to make it pretty. You gotta make it pretty.
Presentation is everything.
Well, you have time to make it pretty, and the thing is, in Spain, what you'll do is you make the paella like this. This size is pretty small, but if you make a much bigger paella, typically you're gonna sit the dish down at the table almost like a pizza.
Mm-hmm.
So each portion is gonna be like a slice of pizza, and if you have all your ingredients in each portion, you're not gonna have any fights at the table. And in Spain, they consider the paella to be just like a pepperoni pizza, as far as you can't steal pepperoni from the slices across and put them on yours. So I like to arrange everything so it's got each portion is equal.
Perfect.
Plus, you have time. You have time to do it as well, so it's nice to arrange it all. So visually, you eat with your eyes first, that whole thing. So
It's beautiful.
it really is. It's pretty. Do we have anything green for this one? I didn't put anything green on this recipe except for parsley.
Parsley.
Parsley. Can you put parsley or cilantro?
You can put cilantro. I don't. That flavor profile is different. I don't know if I would, but parsley for sure. But you can put cilantro. I'm not saying you can't.
But you're not saying I can't either.
Not encouraging you to. No one is
Not
encouraging.
really. I am gonna put. Yeah.
Do you put the recipe out already?
We put this stuff on there.
Yeah, we did, and we can email it to you.
No, I'm just sort of curious about this format. I mean, I think this would be super fun to have like 3 people who like hardly know how to cook, and then a couple of people who do know how to cook, and have everyone prepared, and have them be the panelists, and like we can watch them like trying to keep up with you and trying to figure it out. That could be really entertaining.
Okay, Harley, that's going to be the wrap party at my house. We're going to do that. That sounds great. I'm going to put a little bit of, I had some frozen peas. I'm going to put a little bit of frozen peas on top for my little bit of color. So now you see what I mean about the dark background with the primary colors on top. You'll see it. The graphics wise, it's beautiful. I'm also going to add a little bit of lemon.
Lemon.
And I've got that beautiful big bulb of garlic here right in the middle, cooked down nicely. You see how pretty that is now? So now, if you smell it, you can smell the wonderful seafood aroma, but you don't smell burnt rice, thankfully. But right now is when you have to be more attentive with your nose on the paella, because you're not going to mess with it. You want it to sound like Rice Krispies, so it starts to snap, crackle, pop, and the more defined those pops become, that's when you're losing more liquid and things are starting to caramelize on the bottom. But you're at that threshold of burning the rice, and if you burn the rice, it's burnt rice. Nobody likes that.
Nobody likes that.
Nobody likes burnt rice. But this is looking really, really nice.
Yep. Let me know when you put the clams in.
Oh, yeah, I got to do that. So I have minor mussels, and they're already done. I'm going to put them face down and let them just cook a little, just them steam a little bit. I'm just going to put 3 in there. There we go. Okay, they're in. And now you have a few minutes to relax. Well, we're pretty much on time too. You have a couple minutes to relax. I brought some aioli. I'm gonna have with mine a little garlic aioli.
Can you show us the cheating way to do it?
How do you? Hey Gerard, how do we make a garlic aioli?
Yeah.
Just imagine I don't know anything here.
Oh, I'm not. I said serve with aioli, but I wasn't gonna make it today. But what you want to do with aioli is you mash up some garlic, and put it in a mortar and pestle with some olive oil. You slowly add the olive oil and mash it together till it's like a thick paste. That's called an alioli. And then an aioli, which is like a garlicky mayonnaise, you just follow a garlic mayonnaise recipe, but you just put garlic in a food processor or a hand mill, and then slowly add olive oil to it until it emulsifies, and then that's your aioli.
There we go.
I didn't make any today for this. I mean, I did, but I didn't have it in the recipe for us to do. So now it looks like we have to do one more short show.
You have to flip your.
So you guys are just putting mussels on there. The first time I ever had mussels, I was sailing out of the Long Island Sound to Martha's Vineyard, and I jumped out of the boat and met some people who taught me how to actually, get mussels off of the reef. And I brought them back into our boat, and we had Weather Report, the band, who were playing naked frisbee on the beach. I was 16, and we invited them to mussels on our boat. That's the first time I ever had them.
That's a great memory.
That is an amazing memory.
Amazing.
And that's when you thought of Burning Man, it sounds like.
I like mussels. Mussels were good to me.
I like the idea of all of us cooking together. I think it's a neat idea, Harley, especially people that haven't done it, and just to collaborate and see how we all work together on a dish, and I don't know. I think that'd be a lot of fun. So
Yeah, because I can't see you guys right now, and we've been doing these like with regular Zoom and then with webinars. And webinars are kind of alienating because this is like a webinar for me. Like you can hear me, but
yeah,
you can't see me. But you have some fun people, and you knew a couple of people could actually pull it off, and a couple of them were risky. It could be fun.
I totally agree. A total social experiment. Candid camera of paella.
Yeah, and we had a couple hundred people into that, I bet.
Oh, that'd be really fun. I'd be super down for that. So it's starting to, can I put my ear pod on here? I wonder if you can hear that. Can you hear that?
Spash, what you doing?
Well, I'm smelling
my earbuds making a sound?
It's bubbling and it's crisp. It sounds like Rice Krispies. There's still a little bit of bubbling and fluid.
No
yeah.
Rice Krispies yet.
No Rice Krispies yet? I was told there's no Rice Krispies yet.
Uh-oh. Okay, I'm gonna sample mine, and I'm just gonna sample it from the top. If it's close on the top, then you know the bottom is done. So I'm not gonna dig down. I'm just gonna do right at the top. Mine is done. Mine is done. So I'm actually.
You guys can't see me, but what I just
Just added that last bit of juice. So it'll be
I'm
done
actually
in
gonna
a
turn mine
minute.
off.
I got another minute, I think.
Okay. A
little bit of juice on top still, but it's
Pretty
it's good.
Okay, so mine's done, so I can relax for at 20 seconds. I'm gonna go refill my glass of wine while you still work, and I'll be right back.
Okay. I'm watching this.
Hey, Devyn, what are some of the other co-learning events that are coming up?
Some other co-learning events that are coming up?
Yeah, so maybe other people can join in.
Yeah, wow, we have a lot. Let me think back. So we have an exciting webinar coming from our man build team who builds the man at Burning Man. who are doing a webinar called Turning an Idea into a Paella Buildable Structure. So it should be a really interesting discussion on just bringing the idea of an art piece into, you know, making it happen. So that's going to be very interesting, and that's happening tomorrow. Then we have some other community generated content. We have a really fun improv comedy storytelling workshop, a freestyle hand embroidery workshop that's being led by a woman who's a professional embroiderist. She's amazing. And I'm also really excited about a event on Friday that's being held by a guy who's devoted his entire life to understanding and uncovering stories of communities of people who have lived on American rivers. His project is called The Secret History of American River People, and he built a fully functional shanty boat that he has lived on for months at a time, floating down rivers all over America, and talking to communities there and learning stories about their culture and the evolution of their culture living on the waters. So on Friday, he's doing a tour of the shanty boat, followed by a whole talk about his project and a Q&A. So I definitely wouldn't miss that one.
Yeah, that sounds great.
Yeah.
It do sound like very interesting, not your ordinary type things. And so definitely a great way for people to sign on again, and that's kindling.org.
That sounds pretty amazing. And I can tell you, I've never been in a room with a professional embroiderist. I never even heard of that.
I don't think many people have.
I like that.
Yeah.
Well, how are we doing, Gerard? Are we?
Mine's ready. I don't know. I'm waiting on Spash. What's going on over there?
I think I'm ready too. I think we're good.
Okay. We're gonna put it on a plate and see what it looks like.
Cool.
Oh boy, what are we doing?
Putting it on a plate.
Hey, Spash, now that I saw you off the screen for a moment and I saw your picture, and I think you and I were work groups together at Esalen.
Sounds good.
Yep.
Oh no, I remember.
Yep,
We've met quite a few times.
yes we have.
Num num.
Like garlic. There's the garlic that has the peel taken off. Very good. So far, it looks good. It smells good.
Delicious.
Devyn's got a great question. Gerard, does it have to be the Bomba paella rice, or will any rice do? Or
I use California medium grain rice. Bomba is great rice, but you know it's expensive, and we are very competitive with our grains here in California. We make great rice, and the Spaniards know about our rice. Our rice is mostly going up in Calusa, Redding area, and so we call their rice Bomba rice. The Spaniards call our rice Calusa rice. They know about it.
Whoa, look at that.
This is what I came up with.
oh, it looks beautiful.
Cool.
I know my presentation's a little, I don't know, it's a little off, but
It looks great.
There, we can make it look prettier.
there we go. Little parsley. Ta-da!
Very nice.
Wow. Nice.
Tastes really good. This is definitely one of my favorite paellas there is, if not my favorite.
I can't wait to eat.
It's really good.
Has a beautiful smoky flavor. It's amazing.
Thank you so much, Mark.
Yeah. Well, thank you. Yeah, Mark and Raven, thanks for letting us come in your kitchen, and thanks for playing along. And Devyn, too.
Here's that garlic bulb from the beginning. See, there's a whole garlic bulb. Now we just take it. See how the garlic comes out?
Oh yeah. Where's your garlic bulb at?
I don't know, but there's some of that.
Oh, there's the garlic bulb right there.
Do I have it?
Excellent.
Cool.
Excellent.
Really
Really good.
Yeah, in a minute. I'm gonna take a shower first. You're Carla, aren't you?
Yes.
Okay.
I'm gonna drop my address in the chat if you want to deliver over to Berkeley. Feel free.
It's such a long drive. It's like an hour and 20 minutes.
Hey, there's
to
no
get there.
traffic right
I
now.
wish I
though.
could give you some.
I have to leave here in 10 minutes and drive straight to Napa. I'm cooking at a lady's birthday party. Her house, and she's having a few friends over, like 8 people over, and so I'm leaving straight from here to a birthday party in Napa. Otherwise, it would bring you to Berkeley, actually.
Aw.
To meet there.
Oh, wonderful.
Thank you so much for teaching us how to make this.
Yeah, that was really fun.
So cool.
It's so fun, so amazing. Not even, yeah, so good.
I do like the idea of cooking it together, as Harley was saying, and amateurs and pros all together doing it, or no pros, just everybody just interpreting their own recipe.
Yes.
And I think it's much needed. I think the void in community right now with everything that's going on, besides the pandemonium right now and the pandemic that we're going to go back to probably. I think we really need to do something like that, Harley, you mentioned, because I don't know about you guys, personally, I'm not in a good headspace with all this that's going on, and I'm ready to have some community friendships, gatherings, and just get back on the same page with life and stuff again. Because this is just a crap show right now. I hate it.
No, I agree. And it is nice to interact with people, even though it's on the internet. It's very great.
Yeah.
The thing that's nice is like to be interacting while you're doing something, because I'm a little fatigued by the interacting without doing. And if I were cooking with you right now, I would be having so much more fun. Like it actually almost brings tears to my eyes to think that how much fun that would have been. Like I would have learned a lot. It would have been super cool.
It was
We'll
really fun.
do it again, Harley.
Yeah.
Sherry, I'll talk with Sherry and Gretchen. We'll make a plan, and we'll do it. I've got all the equipment you'd ever want, and we've got a big piece of property. We could have a really fun time doing it, and we'll do it. Okay?
Yeah, but we should do it here on this too. Like in the meantime.
I'm down. Let's do it. Let's do it. We'll get on it.
I mean, really, Harley, what had happened, and this is sort of, this program's being hosted by our friends from Visit Santa Rosa, and we did a series. This is number 4 in a series that we've done with them, and each one keeps getting better and better, and we really thank them for helping us out here. But it was really kind of like, you reaching out to me to talk about Kindling, me talking to Devyn and Justin and team, and then when I saw your announcement about Kindling and I knew that this was coming up, and then Spash, we kind of got connected with Spash again. I've met Raven and Spash last year, and it was just like, in my mind, it's like, let's get everybody together. And it's actually been wonderful that you popped in. It's just
nice surprise.
What community is about. And I think, we're just, we have a new reality, but we can kind of control that, and let's do more.
I think with Burning Man, with Maker Faire, and with cooking, those are 3 things that you cannot have without community. And it's wonderful. And community is so damn important.
Yeah.
God damn it. That's exactly what Kindling's about. Thank you.
Yeah.
Here we go.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Nice.
Thank you.
And we look forward to seeing you all again. Gerard, thank you. Spash and
Thank
Raven.
you, Sherry. Thank you so
Thanks,
much.
everybody.
Thank you so much. It's
Hang in there,
great.
everybody. Hang in there, everybody. We'll get through it, and we'll do this again.
Bye. Good to see you all.
Yeah,
Bye.
Bye.
Bye.